Welcome back to a Clan a Day podcast brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today, we're exploring the fascinating history of Clan MacNab, a Highland clan known for its resilience, fierce warrior spirit, and rich traditions. The MacNabs, or Clann-an-Aba in Gaelic, which translates to Children of the Abbot, have a long and storied legacy rooted in the heart of the Scottish Highlands. This clan's name points to its ecclesiastical origins, tracing their lineage back to the abbots of Glendochart, who were themselves descended from the royal House of Alpin. The clan's early history is shrouded in both legend and historical fact. The progenitor of the MacNabs is said to have been Abraruadh, a cleric and a descendant of King Kenneth MacAlpin, the first King of Scots. This connection ties the clan to the ancient Siol Alpin, a group that also includes the MacGregors and other prominent Highland families. As such, Clan MacNab's origins are both royal and religious, a duality that would influence their story over the centuries. Their early power base was located in the central Highlands, particularly around the western shores of Loch Tay, with their seat at Kinnow. The MacNabs held considerable lands in Glendochart, and the family's clerical heritage gave rise to their name, meaning son of the abbot. However, their fortunes would soon take a dramatic turn during the Wars of Scottish Independence. In the early 14th century, the MacNabs aligned themselves with the wrong side of history. As supporters of the Commons and the MacDougals of Lorne, the clan fought against Robert the Bruce at the Battle of Dalry. This conflict proved disastrous for the MacNabs. After Bruce's eventual victory at Bannockburn, the MacNabs were punished, and much of their land was confiscated. Despite this setback, the clan managed to retain the barony of Bovan in Glendochart, which became the heart of their reduced but enduring territory. In 1336, Gilbert MacNab, the first laird to be definitively recorded in history, secured the clan's future by receiving a charter for Bovan from David II, thus cementing their place in Highland society. The clan's military prowess continued to be evident in the centuries that followed. One of the most famous episodes in MacNab history is their feud with Clan Naois. The Naois had long been a thorn in the side of the MacNabs, inhabiting an island on Loch Earn from which they conducted raids. Legend has it that Finlay MacNab, the chief during the early 17th century, had 12 sons, one of whom was known as Smooth John, due to his immense strength and cunning. After the Naois robbed a MacNab servant returning from Crieff with Christmas provisions, the chief is said to have remarked, "The night is the night, if the lads were but lads." This sparked a daring raid by his sons, who carried a boat over the hills, crossed Loch Earn, and massacred the Naois, bringing back the head of the Naois chief as a trophy. This bold act led to the adoption of the MacNab motto, "Dread Naught," symbolizing their fearless nature. Moving into the 17th century, the MacNabs faced further challenges during the Wars of the Three Kingdoms. The clan, under their chief Smooth John, initially fought for the royalist cause alongside the legendary Marquis of Montrose. Smooth John's leadership during the Battle of Kilsyth in 1645 was notable, but the tides soon turned. After Montrose's fall, MacNab's castle of Island Rowan was burned, his lands ravaged, and his family was forced into exile. The clan chief himself was captured but managed to escape execution, eventually dying heroically at the Battle of Worcester in 1651, fighting for Charles II. As with many Highland clans, the MacNabs saw their fortunes wane further in the 18th century. Despite some members of the clan supporting the Jacobite cause during the 1745 rebellion, the chief of Clan MacNab, who held a commission in the government's Black Watch, was captured at the Battle of Prestonpans and imprisoned. The clan's lands, heavily mortgaged and reduced in size due to the encroachment of the powerful Campbell family, were eventually sold off. Perhaps one of the most colourful characters in the clan's history is Francis MacNab, the eccentric 12th chief who ruled the clan during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Known for his towering stature and larger-than-life personality, Francis was both admired and ridiculed for his hospitality and antics. His portrait, painted by Sir Henry Raeburn, captures the essence of this Highland giant. Despite his charisma, Francis mismanaged the clan's remaining estates, amassing significant debts that would eventually lead to their sale. He fathered numerous illegitimate children, but failed to produce a legitimate heir, leaving the clan's future in jeopardy. By the early 19th century, the MacNabs had largely emigrated, with many settling in Canada. Archibald MacNab, the 13th chief, led some of these emigrants to Ontario, where they established a thriving community. He eventually returned to Scotland, but the clan's influence in their ancestral homeland had waned. Today, the MacNabs' legacy endures, not only through their descendants scattered around the world, but also through their historic burial ground on the small island of Inchbuie in the River Dochart. Here, under the shadow of the mountains, the ancient chiefs of the clan rest in peace, their motto, "Dread not," a reminder of their indomitable spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Clan MacNab. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of A Clan a Day podcast. I'm Colin MacDonald, and as always, go nary and bother leet.